our first video on data science using Python. So the first library of Python that we are going to be learning here will be NumPy library, which stands for numerical Python. So this will be the first library of Python in data science which we will be learning here. So basically NumPy is just short form for or abbreviated form for numerical Python, as it is clear by its name that this library of Python will be used in numerical operations for Python. The NumPy library is based for many other libraries like pandas. Pandas are built upon the NumPy library, or pandas can be said as the updated version of NumPy. Somehow we will be learning about NumPy arrays in this part of NumPy. So the first thing to know about NumPy array is that the NumPy array is in two different flavors. The first one is 1D vector and the second one is 2D matrices. They can be said as arrays as well. So let's see how we can create NumPy array using Python list. Let's create a list, that is list 1, which may be equal to. So here we have created a list. Now let's use the object inside this list variable as the objects in NumPy array. So the first thing we need to do is to import the NumPy library. That is done by import NumPy as NP. So here I have imported NumPy as NP. You can import it as anything, maybe AG or anything. I'm importing NumPy as NP for my ease. Now to use this list variable as NumPy array, we have to do this. So in this lecture we are going to be knowing about the different ways to create NumPy arrays in Python. So to use this list variable as NumPy array in Python, we can do it like this. The syntax is given here. Let us consider a variable arr that equals to np dot, I'm writing here np because I have imported NumPy as np. So write the same thing you have imported NumPy as here, np dot array. So this is the syntax and the list name, that is list 1. So now let's check whether the objects of list 1 has been imported to the NumPy array or not. That is, the NumPy array we have created here is arr. Check here, the array is given as this. So now let's see the difference between list and NumPy array. Let's print the list here. See, the output of list variable is like this and the output of NumPy array is like this. That is, this is a one-dimensional matrix. Now let me show you the idea of identifying the 1D matrix and a 2D matrix. So let's create a 2D matrix here. That may be matrix equals so here we have created a nested list, that is MAT. Now let's import this MAT's objects in the NumPy array, which is done like this as I showed before. That may be my matrix equals np.array. Now let's pass the variable, the list variable, inside the array function MAT. Now let's check whether we have created the 2D matrix or not. My math. So see here, we have created a 2D matrix. So how can we identify that this matrix is a 2D matrix and this matrix is a 1D matrix? We can see here we have only one square brace after the parenthesis here, and here we have two square braces after the parenthesis. So this is clear that if a matrix has one square brace, it is a 1D matrix in Python, and if it has two square braces, then it is a 2D matrix in Python, and so on. So this is how we use list and list of list, that is nested list, in NumPy to create a NumPy array. This is just for educational purpose, but we will be using NumPy array built-in methods to create NumPy arrays here. So the another function that we are going to be learning here in this lecture will be the arrange function. Let's see by using the arrange function. np, I have imported NumPy as np, so I am using np.arrange, let's say 10. Now let's see what this function does. See here, I have wrote np.arrange and the 10 as its object. So the output has been displayed as this 0 to 9. So now let's see what the function of the objects or value that we input here in this arrange function is. Press shift and tab. Here the first one is start, and the second one is stop, and the third one is data type. So here we have inputted 10 and the output is as this. That means that the arrange function has given a command to print the positive values up to the range of 10. So the last index is 9. Now let's see by using the step size as well. Input 2, So now let's see what this step size input does. See here, I have commanded to display values from the range of 0 10 with a step value of 2. So the output is displayed as this. So this arrange function will be used in NumPy array to create or to generate arrays easily. So the another function is zeros function. Let's see, np dot zeros. Let's input an object. Let's input a value here and check what it does. 5. Let's run it. Sorry, we have a typing error here. JDROS zeros. The function zeros will display a null matrix, and the value inside the null matrix will be as much as directed in the zeros function here. All other things we will be learning here today will be about the process of creating NumPy arrays in NumPy. Okay, so we have inputted integer here in this zero function. Now let's check by inputting tuples in this zeros. Now let's check by inputting tuple in this zeros function. Tuples are created like this. See here. So if we input tuples here in the zeros function, we will have a 2D matrix printed here. Remember that 1D matrix will always have 1 square braces at the beginning and the end, but the 2D matrix will have 2 square braces at the beginning and the end of the matrix. So the another function that we will be learning here today will be the ones function. Now let's check what it does. np.ones. Let's type 5 and see what it does. So the function of ones function and the zeros function are same, that they will display a 1D array, and in the ones function it will display 1 as the value in the matrix, and the value will be displayed as much as directly in the function here. We have inputted 5, so here we have 5 value inside the matrix. So now let's check by passing tuple inside the ones function. np.ones. Now let's pass a tuple 3,3. So it is same as the zeros function. The ones function is also same as the zeros function. The only difference is that the zeros function will display null matrix or zeros, but the ones function will display ones in the matrix. And now the another function that we'll be learning here today will be the linspace function. Now let's see an example. np.linspace. So now let's see what attributes are to be given in this linspace function. Type shift and tab. See here. So the first attribute to input here is the start, second the ending point, and the third one is how many. So let's check by inputting attributes here. 0 initial point, ending point maybe 5, and let's print 10 of them. See here, what this linspace function does is that it creates linearly and equally distributed values from the starting point and ending point directed here. You can use calculator to check whether the values are equally distributed or not. Let's see, by typing 100, we need 100 values. That means we can read it as we need 100 values from 0 to 5 in an equally distributed sequential order. See here, this is the output. So this might look like a 2D array, but see here, it is a 1D array. And the another function is I function. Let's use it and check what it does. np.i type 5. See here, now we know that the I function will display an identity matrix in NumPy. It will display a identity matrix in NumPy. So this 5 is a diagonal of how many ones are to be printed in the identity matrix. It uses only one attribute, that is number of ones or the diagonal of the array. And this function is basically used in linear algebra. NumPy has many ways of creating random arrays or generating random values, but we will be discussing about some of the method of creating random NumPy arrays. Now let's look at the most common ones. Type np.random. The first one we'll be discussing here will be rand, R-A-N-D. Let's see by typing 5 what it does. So this random function in NumPy array will display the random numbers between 0 to the number which is given here. So this random function will generate any 5 random numbers, that may be anything. Okay, so if you give only one attribute, then it will generate a 1D array. Check here, we have 1D array. So if you give only one attribute here or input only one attribute here, we will have 1D array as output. So if we need to create a 2D array, we have to give 2 attributes. Here we now have a 2D matrix printed here, that is we have 25 random numbers printed as 2D matrix here. So the another function will be the randin function to generate the random numbers, which will be done like this. np.random. Remember, to print any random numbers, the first thing we have to write is np.random. Okay, so we have to write the another function here, that is randint. Let's check the attribute. So the first one we have to input here will be the lowest value and the highest value, that may be anything, and the size and the type integer. So it is not compulsory to mention size and data type, but it is compulsory to write the lowest and the highest value. Okay, so let's check what it does. Let's type 1,10. See here, 6 is printed. So what is it? As you guys know, we are learning about the process to create or to print the random numbers in NumPy. So this is the minimum value and this is the highest value. So what this randint function will do is that it will print out a number between 1 and 10. That is, it will print out a random number. It will automatically select a random number between 1 to 10. It will randomly select a number between 1 and 10. There might be a chances of printing the lowest number, but the randint function will never print the highest value in this function. Okay. Now the another function that we'll be learning here will be the reshape function. So let's first create a array, NumPy array, that may be by using the arrange function, that may be array2 is equals np.arrange win 25. So here we have created a NumPy array. Let's use the arrange function. This is the 1D NumPy array we created here by using the arrange function. Now let's use the reshape function, that is variable name dot reshape, and let's see what we need to enter here as attribute. So first attribute is shape and the second attribute is order. The reshape function will be reshaping the 1D NumPy array into 2D NumPy array. So here we have 25 values. Now let's create a 2D NumPy array or 2D matrix, that is 5,5. So see here, with the reshape function we used here, created a 2D matrix from this 1D matrix. Keep in mind that we have to fill up the matrix completely or it will generate an error. See an example, 5,4. See, we have created an error. Cannot reshape array of size 25 into shape 5,4. Another function will be the minimum function. Let's use the minimum function. In the arr2 variable dot min, so it displays the output like this. You just have to write the NumPy variable dot min function. Look here, the minimum value in the arr2 NumPy variable or NumPy array is 0. And the another function in max function. The implementation of this max function is same as the min function. Let's check it. Sorry, that was max. I wrote min, max. So it displays 20. The maximum value in this arr2 NumPy array is 24. So the max function will display the maximum value of the NumPy variable written here. Now the another function is argmax and argmin function. Let's use the argmin function. arr2.argmax. See here, it displays 24. So this argmax function will be displaying the index of the highest or the maximum value in this directed NumPy array. Now let's see the another function, that is argmin function. So the argmin function is just like the argmax function. The argmax function is used to display the index number of the maximum or the highest value in the directed NumPy array, and the argmin function will display the index number of the minimum or the lowest value of the directed NumPy array. And now the another function or the another NumPy array function is the shape function. Let us say that asd equals this. Now let's check the asd by using the shape function. Now let's see what this shape function does. arr2.shape, so it displays 25. See here, the output is this. What this output means is that the arr2 variable is a one-dimensional array variable. So we are clear that the shape function shows us the dimension of the array variable. The another video will be on NumPy array indexing.